Hi, I'm Deborah,
And I'm Lawrence.
and it is really hot where we are, so I'm a fan of myself occasionally.
California's in a heat wave, yet we had a lightning storm this morning. And hail.
And no one around here, really, almost no one has air conditioning, so we're not used to this, and it's just, I know we sound like big babies, but it's
I'll
really
use
hard to
something
deal
else.
with. So anyway, if you're a kid or a teen, or the parent of a kid or a teen, you are probably, with depression. You are probably dreading back to school to a great extent because this is a really weird year, and in a lot of ways, there isn't going to be school isn't going to represent a relief in many different ways. So you're probably dreading this and trying to figure out how are we going to handle this because I know Lawrence has been struggling this summer, and so school has seemed like a
You know what? I'd really rather be there, like, in person. Because one, I get to see my friends, and two, I think I learn better when I'm there in person.
yeah. I mean,
It's easier to cheat
It's easier to cheat
on tests.
when you're there.
No, when you're home.
Yeah.
Is it?
What?
Okay, it has just started raining.
This doesn't happen in the summer in California.
We are in the middle of a heat wave. It is still hot, and now it's
Well,
raining.
that used to happen when I was living in Florida when I was a little kid.
Okay,
That's
well,
that's normal. That's actually normal in the summer. It's just not normal in the summer for
we
California.
had lightning, hail, and now rain still in the middle of a heat wave.
We're very perplexed.
What the hell is going on?
Although it might be nice to go outside and stand in the rain and get cool, maybe. No.
Damn it.
Anyway, so yeah, for a lot of different reasons, this is going to be a real challenge, and as I said, especially for kids with depression and or ADHD. So one of the biggest problems is probably last spring, a lot of kids were just drifting because the shutdown was pretty sudden, and so it was really hard for schools to kind of change course, that quickly. Schools don't tend to change course quickly. So, but now, in all likelihood, you or if you're a parent, your kid, are not going to be going to school. At least we hope so.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, we hope not. We hope they're not. And my guess is that if any schools open, they'll probably close at most like a week or so later after people test positive. But for instance, if you're a college student, there's a good chance that you are home. I work at UC Berkeley, and there's the campus is not opening, has no plans to open until at least January at the earliest. So this is something that's very difficult for people with depression. It's an unstructured environment. And it all it does is the lack of structure really contributes to the tendency that a lot of people with depression have to drift because it's so hard to do anything.
Yeah,
So,
I can confirm.
Yeah. So it's just basically you turn into this body at rest, and an object at rest does I forget. Anyway, physics or something.
Object at rest, like, I don't know.
Tends to stay at rest.
Something like that.
Yeah, so that's what it's like with depression. So if all summer you're a teen or a kid and you've just been drifting and gone, what am I going to do?
I just got to check if, okay, no files in here.
We're going to, this video and the next video, we're going to talk about, ways to try to deal with school. Because it's normally difficult, but it's going to be even more difficult now. So the first thing to do if you are a kid or a teen, and also obviously if you're a parent, a kid or a teen, is have a planning session. Because sometimes what tends to happen is, especially parents will be like, well, let's see what happens and see if things just work out okay. Because it's
It's definitely good to plan ahead.
hopeful. We're hopeful,
Okay,
right?
I don't like doing this, but I'm taking off my hat because it is actually hot.
Yeah.
I don't like my messy hair being on display, but whatever. It's too hot. It's too hot.
I remember
It stopped. It stopped raining. Okay, that makes sense.
So what you need to do is have a planning session. So sit down and talk about what is it necessary. For instance, one thing to talk about is what kind of extra help is going to be required. If your family has enough money, is there a way to hire an online tutor, or a coach? If your family doesn't have enough money, is there someone someone's nephew, child, whatever, who's maybe in college and has depending on the age difference. So like if you're a kid, is there someone in middle school or high school who can help you online? Maybe it can be an extra credit project for school. If you're in middle school or high school, is someone's nephew, son, whatever, niece, whoever, if they're in college, are they able to, tutor you with some stuff online? Again, maybe someone who's studying, who wants to be a teacher. This could be a way for them to get some experience. So try to be creative and, but in the planning meeting, set out, certain goals as far as, okay, well, we need to check in a month from now and, talk to your teachers, see how you're doing. If things are starting to slide, we need to reassess, but it's important to have these meetings on a regular basis because otherwise things just kind of slip away and you don't have any benchmarks and things can get, to a really bad state without anyone noticing. And the structure also is helpful for anyone with depression. One thing, for instance, my experience, I'm starting a new job tomorrow, and I realized that, the job I had been doing, I kind of had, it was a piece of cake. I could do it almost in my sleep. But the new job is going to be more high level, and it's going to be a lot of new stuff, and there's going to be a lot of people relying on me. So I decided that I needed to get a really good organizational system. So I started doing something called Getting Things Done, and I also started putting something into software and making sure deadlines were showing up on my calendar.
That's important.
Yeah, I mean, so I have depression and ADHD. So
same.
Yeah, so it's like it's so crucial. Well, you can do this too, but this is what I'm recommending.
I'm not going to.
But this is what I'm recommending is so if you're a kid or a teen with depression, especially if you have ADHD, you should look into some organizational methods and find one that's right for you. So there are a lot of different organizational methods out there. You can just Google organizational method. The one I'm talking about, Getting Things Done, does have a lot of support. And you could also, some people do bullet journals. Bullet journaling is really popular, I think, among people your age. So what the important thing is to try different things, because there are going to be some that just don't work for you, and then you'll find one that you really like. And stick to it. So you get organized about being organized. So for instance, make an appointment with yourself once a week to review, how things are going with this process. Is it working? If not, then maybe try another one. So what I do is, and this is just me being really, we used to call it anal retentive. Nowadays, I suppose you guys call it OCD. I know it sounds weird. It's just that was it's a psychological term.
Yeah.
It's actually not a bad idea if you're depressed to get kind of crazy about organizing, because you're creating your own structure. Normally you have a structure at school where you get there at a certain time. You have classes during certain periods. And granted, of course, you still have that, but your time in between is so unstructured that that you're still dealing with a real lack of structure there. you don't have the extracurricular activities. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's not going to be happening. So this is something to do preferably before school starts, so that you can get up to speed with whatever organizational process you're going to try. Because once school starts, it's you're not going to have as much time to do this.
I think definitely the lack of structure is definitely difficult. Because, I mean, this isn't school related technically, but it's an effect. I do my laundry every weekend. I just forget to do it, and I'll do it during the week because I actually have time, because I'm not at school for most of the day.
That happens to me too. I usually get all the laundry done on the weekend. I do certain things like on the weekend. I do on Sundays. I do like organize all our pills for the week. And because because I know I'm going to be there the next day, it's like, I can let it slide.
Yeah. It's Sunday, and I usually do my laundry Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
I haven't done it at all. I probably should.
Letting things slide, I mean, that's the whole problem.
Yeah.
That's a big part of
organization is definitely an important thing with, all that. But another good thing you need to keep organized is your workspace. That's something I definitely preach this, but I don't follow it. I think that definitely the space you're working in definitely has an effect on how efficiently you work, how comfortable you are there, and how happy you feel there. For me, I have a desk, and it's pretty crowded, and so the thing is, a while ago it was always messy, and recently I've actually expended effort to keep it clean. And the thing is, it was really messy during the school year, and I think that did have an effect on me.
Yeah.
Because, if you're living or you're working in a messy area, it doesn't feel good. And another thing is making sure your area isn't too distracting. Because, sure, you can balance time between doing work and, taking a break. Thing is, if your workspace has too much stuff that's distracting you, you're just not going to get any work done, like I did. That was definitely a problem for me. I usually ended up I remember I was playing Doom Eternal through, an entire math class.
Yeah. And the thing is, you may not have your own space. You may just not have a situation where you have your own space. So this is something also to talk about with your family. As far as, if this was a problem the last year, is there a way to partition off a space for you of, the living room or a shared room that everyone uses? I mean, either literally with, you could just build a screen out of a cardboard box, and you could have something that says studying or, whatever, but just getting rid of the distraction from even visually, even if you can't get rid of it, the sounds audibly, then just getting rid of the visual distraction from other people could help a lot. And also it just then, says to people, you can't bother me right now. And, so see if you can find some way to carve out a space. If is by any chance your local library open? Maybe some of them are open,
as long as you are being careful and all of that.
Yeah. But so it is important to get this organized, as early as possible. I mean, there are different school schedules.
I start in 3 days or so. Well, as of recording, it's probably, if it comes out on time, it'll be tomorrow. But
anyway, but the thing is, it varies all over the place. So you may have already started school, but these are the things that you need to think about. So I realize that if you're a kid or a teen with depression, going back to school, first of all, you don't have the fun necessarily of seeing your friends. I mean, there's really, in a lot of ways, you may be thinking there's no upside to going back to school this year.
There kind of is, in my opinion, at least. I mean, in my case, I don't like just sitting around all day, because then I'm just alone with my thoughts, and my thoughts usually then get sad.
True.
And so I like to be occupied. I don't like winter break.
Yeah.
I don't like summer. I don't like that, because then I just have too much free time, and I can't go to work either. So I can't occupy my time with that. So I'm just sitting at home. Sure, I have video games, but sometimes there are moments where I'm just like, I don't want to play anything. And then I just end up either watching a Thaf 9 VOD or sitting there and contemplating my life. And that usually gets sad.
Well, yeah, that's an upside to going back to school is that you are busier. But but I understand that if you have depression, it's really overwhelming to think about the school projects and stuff like that. So we are going to be the next video we are going to be talking about different ways to handle school projects and your homework and things like that. Specifically for someone who has depression, because we do understand how overwhelming it can be, how it just seems like this huge mountain you have to climb, and there are ways to actually make that less daunting and less overwhelming. So we are going to talk about those things.
So another thing we'd like to bring up is our Discord server, recently made. It's a place where people can come talk about mental illness. It's a safe space. And yeah, it's just a place for people to feel safe, and we have resources there. We want it to be a place where people can come, talk, feel safe. And there is going to be a link in the description. And yeah, but in any case, we hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, you can give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike, I guess. If you want to say anything at all, you can leave it in the form of a comment. And if you'd like to see more of this, subscribe. In any case, I'm going to go take a shower because it's really hot.
I'm going to have a cold drink, I think.
Yeah. Anyways, we hope that you have a nice day.
Take care.